a leading question into the next type of stuff. It's like my next question is, what kind of storytelling giving do you like the most? Do you like the Netflix, all right, here's a bunch of episodes in once, and then you have to wait 2 years for the next group of episodes? Or do we spread it out through a whole year, and then you don't have to wait as long for the next season, but you don't get all of it in one shot?
I've just been, so for me, history is against me here. Because every show that has taken a long time to get through and a long time to get to an end has disappointed me every time, or at least not been the finale I needed. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, for me, I'm like, I don't want to have to wait for it. Like,
you like the binging
all
at once?
Like, give it to me all at once. Like,
really?
Yeah, because it's just easier, because I'll know right away. Because here's the thing: if I have to wait week by week, that means I have 8, because there's 8 episodes, right? Stranger Things. Let's say they did. I know they did a little weird this season.
Yeah.
Let's say they do.
But it wasn't 8 weeks.
One
worth
episode
of,
a week.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, okay, cool. In 3 weeks, those 3 episodes were great. And then 4, 5, and 6 stink. That's 6 weeks that I'm like, well, damn. Now I know I'm not gonna watch any more of this crap. So that's 6 weeks I'm not gonna get back. If it's all on there, I'll know right away. Is this show worth watching? Right. You know what I mean? I'm a binger. That's why I think my brain just is wired for movies.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because I'll know in 2 hours if I'll ever watch this movie again.
Right.
Is it good? Is it bad? Will I rewatch it? Right away.
No. What do you think?
I'm much more on the I want one episode at a time. Now, I don't think that changes production time, because
no, it's just how they
how they release it. Now, I will say, I think
I guess depending on the show, but
the way that Walking Dead, I know that they released week by week.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that first season was like 6 episodes.
6 episodes.
Yeah.
It was done and over and on Netflix in a hot second. And most people, I think, saw it as a binge on that first season.
Yeah.
I think for like the best of both worlds is first season, let me binge it to get interested, and then peter me out.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose one, I like week to week.
Yeah, and I get that.
Yeah.
Well, especially if they leave, like, I'm also a wrestling fan, and every week every week it ends, and sometimes you're like pissed how it ends, and you're like, oh, now I gotta watch next week to see. So like if it keeps me in it, that's cool. But
Which
if I watch
think,
an hour,
like Walking Dead did, Breaking Bad did. Now Walking Dead did for the first 5 seasons.
No, I stopped. I don't even know anything how it ended. I stopped after.
So that's just a case of a show going too long for its own good at that point.
Well, and they did what you said. They just kept making new characters.
Well, and then for me, what it was, and I think we talked about it before, but I think where I got annoyed was like, what kept me in it was the not needing people to die every week or whatever, but like, you lose the stakes. Yeah. Because at around season 6 is when they're like, we signed these 7 people for the next 10 years, and you're like, well, now I know none of them are going to die, so why do I care?
That was kind of
There's no stakes.
That was the whole point. Like, and again, there were stakes, I think, in the first 5 seasons.
Exactly.
You had Andrea.
Yeah.
Sorry for the spoilers.
Nah, well.
And dude, I didn't read the comics. I was shook by a lot of it.
I
was like,
season
whoa.
5, you had Beth and that whole saga, and you didn't know.
Oh boy,
and
his face ripped off.
Yeah, and then once like that, it was kind of like, everybody's good.
Everybody's good.
Here. And then it was more like a Splinter Cell
if
zombie type thing.
If you introduce a character for 2 days, that's the guy who's expendable.
Right.
And so I go like you, I don't care because I know you're gonna die in like a week anyway.
But no, I'm much more week to week. I really enjoyed, even when I watch shows now. But that's also how I watch shows. Is I'll watch an episode on Saturday.
Yeah.
I won't watch episode 2 till next Saturday. Bro.
And I will say though, like. To your point, like if it, like for instance, if they were like, okay, here's the finale of Stranger Things, here's 8 episodes right now, I wouldn't watch all 8. Like I wouldn't binge them all right then, but it would be that thing where I have the option to. Yeah. And if it was like season 1, and I go, okay, I have 8 episodes season 1, the first 3 cool, and then by 4 you're like, okay, and then 5 you're like, nah. It's like then I can go like, okay, you know what, I'm out. Yeah. Like then there's no investment for me.
That's
right.
So like I do like the option to know right away if I'm in it or not.
I'm with you on that portion where it's like, all right, it gives me a chance to. All right, I'm going to watch the first 3 episodes, see if I like it, and then otherwise leave it alone. Yeah. However, if I had it, my way, I almost think I would like that your option. All right, give me the first, 5 episodes of something, and then release it week by week.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring up, the case is Game of Thrones. When it first came out, it was week by week, and it was all anybody could talk about.
Yeah,
for that entire week.
Hosting like watch
parties, exactly. So you're going week by week. You're going into the office, going to school, going, dude, what's going to happen next week? You have a whole week to theorize. All right, what happens? This what happens here? What happens then? And then you can build up hype very quickly by giving off, all right, cliffhanger on
Yeah.
one episode, cliffhanger on this episode.
100% agree. And I think with me, I just got burnt so much because like
That's fair.
Because this is just again
Because
this
then,
is
again, Game of Thrones is.
I hate to use Game of Thrones.
I'm
as an
using
example.
my own sword here.
It was the
'cause
last
it's like,
show I've watched from beginning to end.
I think that's just more the writing at that point
Yeah.
just happened to have suffered, not necessarily because of why it was being released.
No,
Yeah.
and
Because Stranger Things could have done the same exact thing of, all right, 3 years go by, 2 years go by. All right, well, we have other things to do,
Well, and that's the thing. It goes like you enjoy it, and like Game of Thrones was when I was I'm fine with the week because that's how we all grew up for the most part. You watch it weekly,
Yeah.
whatever, and then streaming services happen where they go like, okay, we have the show, here you go.
Yeah.
And like, but my thing is, it's like it goes. I'm just tired of. To me, this is why I look back and go like, I look at it as a waste. I go, I can't even be happy with 5 good seasons because the 6th season was so bad, and not just Game of Thrones.
No,
but
yeah.
in general,
Yeah.
like if I go that last season, this is the end. This is the
yeah.
end.
I think most shows should, and I understand that like because of money, this isn't how it is. It should be the end of the story. That is the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because take it like a really good show, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It was a great, honestly, season 1. If they had made that a movie, and it was just season 1 or like
Yeah.
a 1-season show, it would still be fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Because that was great. But say, even put 2 or 3 or 4, however many seasons you say, the best series, in my opinion, is the one that know when it's time to call it quits.
Yeah.
Right? You hate the player that goes out there and plays the game.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you can't even run anymore.
You drag it on.
Yeah. So like Sopranos, 5 season, Breaking Bad, 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those, they ended
Yeah.
well, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the same with like sitcoms and stuff too, where it's like, all right, you have your ones that keep on going for forever and
Yeah.
ever, and it's like, all right, you should have ended 3 seasons ago. When before it was, all right, did you hear what you hear what Ross and Rachel did, you know?
Well,
and
and like
season
Seinfeld.
2,
Did y'all ever watch Seinfeld?
yeah, they
No.
So
he
I
stopped
was a
it.
kid when it came out, but
Yeah.
I watched it later.
Yeah.
But like people,
Yeah.
all people talk about, if you're a fan of Seinfeld,
Yeah.
talk about how bad the finale was.
Yeah.
People were like, "This is ridiculous," and it's a
And
show
let-
that's 30 minutes.
But they went
it's a
out on
sitcom.
top.
Yeah,
Did you see that interview?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, it's so
When we
funny.
canceled, I canceled them.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't watch
Yeah.
it.
But
uh,
like Cheers, for example.
I was fixing to
I was
bring
gonna
it
say,
up.
Cheers is a
Before
perfect.
Kirstie
Kirstie Alley.
that was one of the top tier shows.
Yeah.
Rip. Because after that, like, they switched all the characters to Kirstie, and it's nothing against Kirstie Alley. It's
Yeah.
just the character I don't think fit. I don't think it was as good once all the main characters left.
No, they
It's like,
needed,
guys,
they needed the
close the bar.
ditzy blonde. They
Close
didn't.
the bar.
On a
end
high,
it.
on a higher note, Fresh Prince of Bel Air though, they told their story and then they
That was
got
a
out
good
with
one.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good
Well,
one.
it was a good little sitcom. Yeah, there were some rough things.
How
there
many
was some-
seasons was that? Like
Fresh Prince, like 8.
For my
Yeah.
childhood, I felt like it went for the entirety of my
Yeah.
childhood.
Yeah, it
which
was
I
like
guess
from.
8
It was like
seasons
because I remember it was like
Yeah.
from 91 or 90 to like almost 2000 or something.
Let me see here. That was not 6 seasons.
6.
I think that's
Even
a
better.
That's a
Even better.
to me that they
You know
knew
what?
where to end it. Like they told the
And-
story. They didn't make them eternally 16 or anything
Exactly.
like
They
that.
told the story
Yeah.
according to. So you start, a freshman.
Yeah.
He was a young high school kid.
Yeah.
And then he ends at college. Like we
Yeah.
we told 6 years of story. We got 6 seasons.
Exactly.
Like time moved.
Yeah.
We didn't like you said. There's nothing worse than it's like, all right, this dude's been 16 for 20 years.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm getting real tired of seeing.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like with Stranger Things.
He's been learning to drive.
Yeah, so it's
since
like
I was
Stranger Things.
7.
I think would have benefited if they had been able to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every other year at that
Yeah.
point, not
Yeah.
3 years. But like if they could have just done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ended at 5, in.
I have some examples
you
too. It's like for like Wednesday, right? Y'all watch Wednesday or have y'all?
My wife does.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I've
so
seen
like
bits
so
and
like Wednesday,
pieces.
right? It went season 1, and then it took 3 years
Yes.
for season 2. So a
It's
lot of the characters are
insane.
like older looking. Like Pugsley
Yeah.
went from being like a short, stubby kid to like he's tall and
Yeah.
thin,
Yeah.
and you're like,
that
what is
was
happening?
And Yellowstone had the same thing too because they
Did it
had
really?
yeah. So the main characters obviously were adults, but
I was
there's
just gonna say because
But there-
Costner's old.
Yeah,
but the problem
yeah.
is he got older.
Oh,
But then
okay.
they also introduced a kid in the show as well, Casey's boy, and he went from being a little tyke to all of a sudden it's like he's only supposed to be 4 years older and he's a teenager.
He's a 6'2",
at that-
4-year-old.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Like between one of the seasons, he hit puberty hard.
Yeah.
So there's
And
just
so
so
he
much
went
that
from-
happens.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
Hi.
Not that's exactly how
Yeah.
it went.
That's hilarious.
But it's like stuff like that. It's like obviously you have to work within the realms of reality at that
Yeah.
point. But it's like you also got to know when to
You
just
gotta
end
just
it.
get rid of it. And well, and there was the rumor too. I think they did it kind of for Stranger Things. I'll have to watch it to find out. But
Mm-hmm.
like, I know originally the rumor was they were gonna do like a few episodes and then do a big, like jump to the future a little bit. And I know, and so I think, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like that was a whole thing for a while. They're like, they're gonna do a year gap, and they're
Yeah.
gonna jump a little bit because it'll make sense for their actual ages.
Yeah.
And then I don't think they actually did it. So you're like,
that
well,
they kind of did, but not to the
just grown
same.
up.
Not to the
Yeah.
same. Because every year, it's almost been like it's almost like a Harry Potter thing where it's like, all right, you have your one school year, jump forward to the next school year,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
well, because then they can get the best. I think
Yeah.
it'll get the best of both worlds. What people I think are hoping for tomorrow, where it goes like, okay, you have a few episodes
So-
where they end it,
Yeah.
and then the second half is them older, and they find out they didn't end it. And
Yeah,
then
they
so it's like you
So
could have
it's-
like
so it's
tie the
crammed
bow.
it all in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
You
it.
crammed it in there.
That's it.
Yeah.
They did the whole kids series. They figured out that they couldn't end it. And they got adult actors for the
Yeah,
next
exactly.
half.
Yeah, literally, that's it.
That's
yeah,
it.
that's it. Yeah, that's literally it. So I don't know. I'm
Like
still
the
gonna check it
knights who
out.
say neat. It's it. I've said it.
I'm-
Oh no, I've said it again.
I might be more encouraged tomorrow if there ends up being a surprise episode 9. I'll be like,
we'll
let's
see.
do it.
We'll see.